Hi friends, in this combo box we are populating initially with all the records, but you can narrow it down and search. Say I will start J, then means 8 records are found. Now I am adding one more, so JO, all the records having JO on this characters here is displayed. Similarly, let's go for one more. Let's say A, 14 records are found, then B. So there is one record only matching to AB. So here it is. So once I select this and move out, when the focus out of this one, the ID of that particular and the name what is there is selected and it is displayed on this label. I can enter further other data also in my input box and proceed accordingly. We'll learn all about this. We'll start from here. This is a blank template we are using, and in this we'll paste our connection to MySQL database. So for that I am 3 lines of code I have pasted it. This is the SQL Chemic create engine, and before that if you can see we are importing TTK because we are using Combobox. That's what the part of TTK. Now the width and height, it is the width and height we are specifying and some title, and then we are importing our SQL Alchemy because we will be connecting to MySQL database. Now the text, because we will be passing a text part of it to the database, and here is my connection to my database. So here you can see ID and password. You have to change in your case what is your ID and password, and this is my database name here. So based on your database where you have stored the student table, and you will get all the SQL dump and entire code is also available, so you can create your sample table. Now for that, once this is ready, let me just create the query. This is the, I am getting all the data from my student table. This table, same table we can different table also we can use. Select, I am 2 columns I am taking, ID and name. So ID, because I will be using a dictionary or creating a dictionary where the key will be the ID and the name of the student will be a value. Why I am doing this is because this is same to our invoice generation where product and product ID will be using. So select ID and name from student. Student is my table name. So that's all. This is my query. So I'll write it. Okay, you call it SQL. Now that I will use it. So my data equal to, now what I will do, there is nothing to pass the data separately because there is no parameters here. So I'll say my connection. The above line 10 we have declared it my connection to my database, to my connection dot execute. So what I will execute is the query what I have declared above. So connection is declared here. So these two. Now what I will get is a record set. Now that I will convert it to a list. Why I am doing it is because I have to create a dictionary out of it. So this is list is ready. Now what I will do, I will create a dictionary and initialize it dict equal to, let me, sorry, not curl bracket. So dictionary is initialized. Now I will give PID comma P name. Both I am giving a, this is ID is 0 and this is a blank string I am creating. Now I'll create the dictionary. So for that, for row in my data is what I have got it at line number 13. The list contains the ID and the name of the student. The entire list I am getting my data. This is inside that. So now I am creating the dictionary. I am filling the dictionary with the keys and values. So first key is row equal to row 0. That is the key at the first column. Now equal to the value part of it is row 1. Because you can see here I am collecting 2 ID and name. So ID I am using as key here. ID row 0 is the ID and value is row 1. So the name will go as value and key is the ID. So that's all. My dictionary is ready. Now let's just check it. What's the output? There is no key. I have not so far used any Kinter widget for that. So I can print it and see whether my dictionary is okay or not. I can just print this and see. I have saved this, running. You can see my console. Let's me run this again. My previous window is open. Close the previous window, running it again. Here you can see, here it is the window, and you can see here all my details, all my dictionary is printed here. Name and value are the IDs are the keys and value names are the values. Using this will populate our combo box. So all these options will be there. There is no point here to print it. I am just commenting this line. So now let's create our combo box. Cell or selection equal to tk.stringvar. Why I am using this stringvar is because I will be using the trace method of it, and I will connect this to my combo box. We will see that. So cb1 combo box 1 equal to ttk dot combo box. Now what's my parent window is my underscore w. At the top we have declared it. Now then what we are selling is values. Values is, now here I am saying my dict. Now values, I will create a list out of it using all the values. So here close this one and then create a list. So this is the values parameter. Will collect all the names of the student, whatever is as a option. Names part only, the key part I am not using it here. So there slightly I will give width equal to, let's say, 15, and text variable is equal to cell. So now let me close this and place it on a grid. cb1.grid. What because this is the first element, so I am giving row equal to 1 and column equal to 1. So now pad x, I am not flushing it with the left edge, so giving slightly gap, and pad y from the top I am giving 20 gap. So that's all. My combo box is ready with the data taken from database. Till this point, let's save this and run once and see what's the output is. Here you can see all the data of values of taken from the student table. Around 35 records are displayed. We'll add two more widgets to this. One is our label, and next is a entry box, because we want the trigger the mouse out function or focus out function. So for that, let's first place the label L1 equal to tk dot label. Now where it will be my underscore w. Now text, some initial text will write it, because this is where will be changing or showing the ID and the name of the student, or how many records are found, that data. So let's give a bg equal to yellow. Now that is the background color. Then width, slightly we are giving a bigger width 25, and font also we are size we have increased to 20. Let's place it on a grid. So this is the next next component, so right of our combo box 1. So for that, let's say grid row equal to 1, same row of whatever the combo box is. So column we are saying it is 2, because column 1 you can see is our combo box. This is column 2, so it will go to the right of it. So that's all. Now one more entry box, just to demonstrate our when the focus is out. So tk dot entry, my underscore w is my parent window. Now there is text, some text you can keep it or you don't want. There is nothing special about this, only to see the when the mouse is moves out of, and slightly width equal to 15. Now this will go for the next row. So e1 dot grid, now row 2, because row 1 is our combo box and the label, and column equal to 1, we are keeping it there. Now that's all. Now this completes our adding components, one combo box, one label, then one entry box below that. Let me just save this and let's just see how this looks. Here it is. Oh sorry, I did a mistake here. Row this has to be row 2. Row 1 I have written here. This has to be row 2. So because it has to be below that end. So let us just run this. Here it is, the entry. This is our combo box with all the student names as our options, and the result will be displayed here, how many results are found and all. And when I am pressing the tab, the cursor moves out of it. Let's close this and we'll add our trace method. So a cell is our string variable, so it has a trace method, and this trace method will take three parameters where W means where whenever the value changes, others are when it is created or when it is destroyed or assigned to null value. So it is created, when it is created, that time you run the function myUpdate. So this function we have not yet written, we are going to write it. This is on change of value of cell. So whenever we enter any character, that means the cell or this string variable changes, its value changes. So whenever you type A or B or any character, this particular function will be triggered. So that will write it here. So I am saying define myUpdate, this function I am writing. Let's collect all the arguments. So inside this function I will start writing. Now what I will do, I will just create again its dictionary. Fine, my dict is there. Now I will write the query. This time I will write a query in a different one, so because I want to convert it into a text. Here text we have imported at the top, you can see here it is. So this text I am writing here. Now what should be my query? Here there is a special query which is a like query. You can read the detail. The link is there in the description. In the article it is there. It's a special type of query where it is a part of the MySQL query where the presence of the string is matched in the anywhere in the location will give. So let's just see, write it first. Select ID and name. These are all the table columns, student ID and student name, from student where name like. Here you just see we are using the like and equal to, I am just giving a variable E1. Now this E1 I will separately pass it as the data. So you can print the query and see it. So now what I am saying is my data, this is my data is the record set what I will get back from there. My data is equal to, let me just first execute the query. My connection, this is what the at the top we have got it at line number 11. Here it is, my connection that I am using, my connection to MySQL database. Now here it is, my connection dot execute. Now here what I will do, query I am writing, and the data part, that means what the user has entered, I am entering it separately. That is to prevent the injection attack. So what I am doing is E1 equal to, E1 is what I have used here. That this value, this is a placeholder like that. This placeholder value I am passing it separately. So what I am saying is equal to, now here percentage. This is used in the like query. Percentage means the location anywhere. First one is the starting and right of it will place the end one. So anywhere it will be starting or anywhere, that means plus CB1, that Combobox 1 get. Now here is the value what I am getting from the Combobox, plus again one more percentage. This means, suppose if I don't give this one only, this means the whatever characters I enter, it should start with that. Suppose I have typed A Alex, means if I enter A, then Alex will be picked up. But anything ending with A or anywhere in the word A will not be picked up. But our purpose is whatever character I am entering, anywhere it is there, you pick up that. So for that purpose I am writing this. But one more thing, whatever I am getting, I will create a list out of it. So here I am writing in one line, I am writing, I can write it in two different lines also. I have created a list out of it. Now from that, for row in my data, this is a list only, my data. Now I am creating the dictionary again. My dict row 0 is the student ID equal to row 1. 1 is the student name. So this row 1 goes as value and row 0 goes as key. So I got the total dictionary remake. So this time the dictionary doesn't contain the entire record, rather it contains based on this query output. If the whatever the record matches, based on that only my dictionary will be created, not that entire records will be taken. So okay, now CB1. Now inside that values, first let me remove this, otherwise what will happen, it will be added. I'll make it blank. I am saying remove all previous options. Fine. So this is we are removed, kept it blank. Now again CB1 value is equal to, now what this time we are giving is, this time we are again creating a list out of this dictionary. What we have given as a option that time initially, the same thing we are doing. MyDict values and ending as a list. If you just check it up, same thing we did when it initializes. Here you can see the same thing we did. Now what happens? Now it is filtered and then it is used. So it will be no longer an entire record. It is based on what you have entered the characters. Based on that, this values or this list is prepared now. So CB1 values is there. Now one thing. Now what you are doing is at the right side of it, the label what you have declared, we have placed there will display how many records are found. So L1 dot config. So using config or configure, anything I can use. Config, I can update any parameter. I am changing the text parameter, saying that you display number records, whatever you want to write it, slightly colon, then you write plus, but len, and here you are saying my data. My data is what the list we are. So number of elements in that len, that is the number of records, but this is a integer, so we can't add a integer to this string, so we are saying str. So what happens, we are taking up, we are converting to a integer to a string and then adding to this number of records and displaying it here. I think I missed one carb. Okay, fine. So that's all. Now let's, okay, moment it for this one, fine. So that's all. Now it should able to display it. I have just saved this. Let's run this and see whether it is, yeah, here it is. Now initially all the record, our dictionary is full, all the records. Now I am typing A, so 14 records. Now because this my update is triggered, this particular function is triggered, so what happened, it's narrowed down. Now you can see only 14 records wherever A is there. Now B, moment I am giving AB, this combination is there only in one case, so I can select it. Now I will write that whenever I move mouse out of it, here I suppose, then this should display the ID of it or the key of it. We'll add the FocusOut method, so we'll bind that method to our Combobox. So for that, cb1 dot bind. Now we'll say FocusOut. So once the focus moves out of this one, what will happen is we will now this particular one, my display, that function name we are giving as my display. Call this function or run this function. Now that is we are not yet declared. Let's declare it now. So define. Now we are saying my display. Now percentage or all arguments. Now inside this. Now we'll say global, because PID and PName we are taking it, because again it is a part of our invoice generation script. So these names we are using, variable names, PName and PID and PName. Now we'll say L1 dot config. Now let's first remove all the previously whatever data is there. So I am setting it to blank using config. Now again for I comma j, key value both I will taking it in MyDict, whatever MyDict is created, MyDict dot items. So now I got, I will hold the key and j will hold the value each looping or each time. That is what the one. Now what I will do, the j is the value part. If j equal to means the value is same as CEL, because it's a string variable is connected, we'll get it this way also, get. Now this will hold the value what the user has selected. Say I have selected a name, say Alex, so this cell dot get, because it is connected here, you can see here this is the text variable I am connected. So this string variable, if j cell dot get will hold the value whatever is selected. If that matches to j, that means while looping any point of time, if that value matches with that, then that you assigned it to our PID and PName equal to now I comma j. That means PID will pick up the key and P name will pick up the value. So value is nothing but what the student name here, otherwise it's the product name. Now that's all. But what we have to do is we have to display it in our label. So L1.config. Now this config, the text option equal to, now we can say student ID. Now okay, so slightly gap we are giving plus. Now here again strj. Why I am using str means j I could have used that particularly. Sorry, not j. J is the name. I is the key. The student ID will pick up because that is a numeric one, is an integer. So I am using converting into string. Then again plus. Then giving a first I am giving a line break. Then I am writing, this is a string name. Now this plus adding j. That's all. So j will hold the value part it or whatever the value of the dictionary, or it can be the combo box selection also, because both we have equated it there. Now one more thing, suppose we have hundreds of products, or there are 30 students are there. Third one matches, suppose this matches, then there is no point in moving further. So we'll say, we'll come out of the loop. So we'll say break, because this for loop, once this if condition is satisfied, there is no point in further continuing the for loop. So we are giving break here. That's all. Now what will happen is, because this one focus out, once I am focus out, then this will trigger this particular function will be triggered and all display will take place. Let's just run this and see how this is. Here it is. So now let me just start with a T. So I have 12 records found. Let me just see what are those. So T. Okay, let me just go TU and pick up one record. Okay, TU, one record only matching. I am picking up. Now I am pressing tab. Moment I moved out of the focus is out, student ID is this, name is this. That's all. Here we'll stop it. This is how we can search one. But our main concern is, let's see how this can be integrated in our invoice generation system. I will change the names of my table here. So select here in the query part only will change P underscore ID. Now P underscore name from plus to product, because this is the name what we are used in our product table for our invoice. If you are watching our previous all tutorials, the invoice generation script, we have extended this. Now there was a requirement to give a search option. So we have used student because more records are there. Now in this query also we'll say PID, then P name, from student will change it to plus to product, where here the name is P name, the column where you are searching is P name. Rest of the things remain same, values will number of records, and here student ID, this is the text part only, so nothing great to change here. This, let's say PID, and this is also, let's say this P name, product name, this product ID and product name, what will be displayed. That's all, nothing else to be changed. Now it should work with our product table. Now let's just see. So now you can see here, just see the 6 records only. If you have more records, it will pull up that. Now let me just, instead of, I will say K. K means keyboard, I mean. So keyboard, let's say only keyboard has picked up. Okay. Now once I move out of it, just see product ID is 2, product name is keyboard. Now let me just remove this and say CPU is there, no C. So one record is varying, that definitely must be CPU. Okay. Now let me just go to keyboard, mouse. So M. So 3 records are there with M. So monitor, operating system, everything comes up. So let me give here. So 1 record. Now I can. So the same thing just by changing the table, and in our invoice generation also, this part of the text can be only copying here and pasting. I will leave the entire code there also, so the search option can be explored there. So like this you can further expand our invoice generation system. This was a question asked, so you have worked on this. That's all. I'll request you, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you'll be notified as and when we add new tutorials. We frequently do that, and we are continuously expanding these tutorials also. And if you have any doubt, suggestion, question, use the comment section below to post it. Please share this with others, and thank you for watching.